Hi there, I'm Katie Wagner. Welcome to Social Media Help Desk. This is the time every Tuesday when we get together to talk about tips and tricks that we found useful in social media this week and all the social media changes that have happened since the last time you joined us. I'm here today with one of our content editors, Ivana.
Hi.
Hello. And our website project manager, Alexandra.
Hi.
And we have a busy show for you today, but first, you may have noticed something slightly different on Into the Future.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about why you decided to rebrand? What was the motivation behind it?
You know, I just needed a really big, stressful project for us to take on. It was not a small project. As you know, because we're a digital agency, there's lots of properties out there online, and we had to change our logo and our tagline on all of them. There was a lot of work that went into it. Probably, 6 months we prepared for this change. But I've been really excited about it, and I made the change for two primary reasons. Number one, because when I started the company, it was me in my spare bedroom with a laptop in my yoga pants, and I thought I would be a consultant. I had no idea that I was actually building the company we've become today. And now, now KWSM has 3 offices. We have a staff of over 20 people, and we're spread all over the country, and the company is a lot bigger than me. And so it just didn't make sense to name it after me anymore. It was, I'm not the main player here anymore. And so in reference to all the people on this team that make the company great and that do the work for our clients, I just wanted to recognize that by taking my name off the company. So that was number one. But the second thing I wanted to do was really take social media out of our name. Because again, when we started in 2010, social media is what we did. It was the only thing we did. And then about a year and a half later, we added websites and we added video. And now, 8 years into our evolution, in an industry that changes constantly, we've become a full-service digital agency. Now we do digital PR, we do SEO and optimization, we create content for email and blogs and photos and do Google ads and digital ads. I mean, there's all these tools that we now have at our disposal to help our clients. And so I didn't want to peg us in just social media anymore. We really are a full digital agency. And so so none of the words in our title worked anymore. We had to get rid of Katie Wagner and social media. But at the same time, we didn't want to blow things up because we have a good reputation. We've been around a long time. 8 years in our industry is a really long time for an agency to have been here. And so we wanted to make it an easy switch so that everybody who knew us wouldn't be too bothered by it. We always called ourselves KWSM, so now it's
wasn't that big of a transition.
Yeah, but the new logo is different. It took some getting used to.
It's pretty bold. I gotta say that.
It is. I like it.
There's been a lot of good feedback from it, though, right?
There have been. A lot of our clients, we sent out an email blast, and a lot of people responded to the email blast and replied and said they really liked it, and we're excited for the future and moving forward, and we're excited too.
Yeah, it's a good change.
I think the hardest part was we have dresses that have the logo on them. We have to find new dresses to wear.
Have we still not figured the dresses out yet?
No, dresses are expensive. And with 15, 16 girls on the staff, it's hard to find a dress that everyone wants to wear.
Yeah.
So we're working on it.
It's worse than shopping for bridesmaids, honestly.
Well, if you were my bridesmaids, I could just dictate.
You could. You
have
technically still can.
So.
Yeah,
I've got a better idea. We'll go back to where you started, and we'll just get yoga pants.
That's a great idea.
KWSM on the butt, and then
logo yoga pants. Yeah. Luckily, it's not a democracy, so I'll be making that decision later on and let you know what we're going to wear. But let's get into some social media news. There's a lot of stuff going on, and I think the first thing we should talk about is Pinterest. Pinterest said that finally, after how many years, they have reached their advertising goals, and let me tell you what it says, $1 billion in ad revenue in this past quarter. So they finally reached $1 billion in ad revenue. It actually says finally approaching $1 billion.
So they're not there yet.
Not quite at $1 billion. But they're pushing toward an IPO in the middle of next year. So they're going to become a publicly traded company. We saw what happened when Facebook did that a few years ago, and Pinterest has decided it's time to take themselves public, and to get there, they've been really pushing their ad revenue. And I think, Pinterest ads is kind of like an unsung player in the world of digital. There's not a lot of our clients who come to us and ask for Pinterest ads, but we find that they're really, really useful for people. There are some industries when Pinterest ads do better. Let's talk about those. It would be fashion, beauty, travel, really visual things, right? A lot of retail. Pinterest is really good for retail if you have a physical product or an item you're selling. It's not so good for services, right? It's more of a physical product, e-commerce type thing. But Pinterest ads for those things can be highly effective because what you do is create a physical pin, a graphic or a picture of some sort, and then you put it out into the stream, show it to the people who are in your target audience, and they get to pin it onto their boards. And then what happens when they pin it?
Then it's going to show up either on their own board or their friends will see it eventually, and it's giving feedback about who's looking at what product. It works on me all the time because they're really, really good as far as ads go because they don't scream at you that it's someone advertising at me because it fits seamlessly into whatever I was searching for anyway.
Well, into the stream, right?
Yeah,
Into the news feed.
It just sits in there like it's another pin, and it's like sometimes I'll look at it and be like, oh, that's a sponsor. Whatever, I like it.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm going to save it because, hey, that was perfectly targeted.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like as a user, like if I see a lot of mostly clothes, every time I see them on Pinterest, I'm like, oh, I really like that, and it goes straight to the website. So for me, it works.
Pinterest is known as a shopping channel.
Yeah.
The rugs in our office, if you've ever been in our office, we have these great blue and white chevron rugs, and they were all off Pinterest. I searched for things and I find them. So a lot of people go on there to shop. Pinterest demographic is largely women.
Yeah.
It's women sort of in our range, the 25 to, let's call it 55, that kind of range. And so those are shoppers, right? We buy a lot of stuff. So it doesn't surprise me that their ads are doing well, and I think it's something that businesses should explore more often if you have a product that falls into those categories
visual.
That are hot. Yeah, it has to be a little sexy. It's hard to sell accounting services on Pinterest.
Right, yeah.
If you find a way to do that, let us know.
You're hired. All right, good. And moving on, so Facebook, we talked a little bit about Facebook had their IPO. They seem to be doing okay these days, depending on who you ask. But they've unveiled a new feature, and we're still trying to figure it out over here. It's a little bit perplexing, but it's called the Watch Party, the Facebook Watch Party, which is essentially live streaming with all your friends at the same time watching a video.
Kinda.
So are you? Sort of. I don't understand it. You're live streaming and then another group can watch you? Or
you're not really live streaming though.
But it's got to be a video that you put on Facebook before.
Yeah.
So it could be your live stream that's over now. It could be a video you uploaded into Facebook, but you're basically watching it live with other people.
Okay.
So like you put it into the stream and you're going to do a watch party, and that means you're going to watch it now and other people can join you to watch it.
Yeah.
And then you just comment and things
Yeah,
like that?
Because then it's interaction.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's really more about getting that interaction between you, especially because it's for groups, like Facebook groups. So it's if I'm in, some crazy cat lady group or something, and it's like, okay, we've put together a playlist of a bunch of funny.
What do you mean if?
Okay, I'm 100% in a crazy cat lady
I'd be
group.
into that one.
Oh, I know. Okay, so that's fine. Yeah, but it would be like, okay, we've put together these funny videos, and now we're all going to sit here and watch and comment on it. I think.
What kind of groups do you think would be good for?
It's funny because there's a consumer play, and then there's like, how can we twist it into business, right? I'm still working on that.
Yeah, I know.
It's kind of confusing. It's tricky.
Because
you have to be very calculated about it and timing and,
okay, I'll give you an example of how I think it could be used for business. Because you said crazy cat lady, and like we all want to watch funny cat videos on YouTube. Now we can upload them to Facebook.
Right.
Not all of us. Y'all want to watch funny cat videos.
Dogs too, I like dog videos.
Now we can upload them to Facebook. Everybody can watch together and you can haha, LOL,
Yeah,
whatever.
exactly.
But one example I could think of where this could be used for business is we have a lot of fitness clients, right? We have a fitness client, and this particular client that I'm thinking of has a fitness product, like a workout at home device. So what if we put together a group of people who have this device where we're going to answer questions and offer customer service and feedback for, tips and tricks using the device. And sometimes we do post workout videos in the group, like here's how you use the device, here's an ab workout, or here's the arm workout.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, we haven't run this by this client yet, but I'm thinking, what if we had like times when we were going to have a fitness class? Like what if we said at 10 a.m. on Fridays, we're doing the ab class, everybody join in. and we do it, and you could have the trainer who created this product, like making live comments and people, you know, interacting, and maybe we watch the video together and do the app class, and then everybody comments.
I think that would be good, especially for something like a gym, to have like a lot of people get on to Facebook at the same time. Like that would be a good way to do it for something like a workout.
Yeah,
really cool.
Like I'm thinking about appointment things. Like when do we want to watch the video?
Why would you want to all come at the same time? You know, to get everyone to come at the exact same time. You know, for this watch party has to be something interesting. So
But I also think, hang on, I've talked myself into this because I think there's also value, now that we're talking about it, in the live interaction with the video creator. Because we have a lot of cosmetics clients, beauty clients as well. What if for one of our hair care or makeup clients you were doing some kind of tutorial, and if I'm watching the video, I can ask questions of the makeup artist or of the stylist.
And there's a benefit to that too, because it's something that's already been uploaded, which means they're not preoccupied doing the live stream. So it's like, okay, I made a video of how to do this kind of eye makeup or hairstyle. Put it up there and say, okay, I'm here to answer your questions. The video will just be running.
Yeah, we run the video and I'm here to respond. Okay, so I kind of
like that. I think we've found that. We're getting there.
I mean, potentially we could do social media help desk as a watch party, right? But this is a live stream, right? We're live on TV right now. Y'all can comment and ask us questions. But this is like getting more mileage sort of out of your live stream, because if we reran it and said there's going to be an encore performance and somebody will be standing by to answer your questions or chat about things, I think it's almost about getting a little more mileage out of the content you create.
Yeah. Okay, good. Like if we said, okay, fine, on Thursdays at 12:30, it's going to play again, and we'll be here to respond. So you're not just watching it and later on and hoping someone will see it. It's like, no, we're actively helping you participate.
Well, it's sort of like a Twitter chat in that scenario, right? Because sometimes we do Twitter chats for ourselves or for our clients where, okay, at 9 o'clock Eastern, we're going to talk about decor, right? Everybody log on and ask your decor questions, and we answer them. So it's kind of that engagement, but around a piece of content that's already been created rather than a conversation you're trying to start.
Look at us figuring out on stream.
Live. Somebody write that down. We're going to do this.
It's all recorded. I think we're good.
So, all right. So those are some ideas on how you might be able to use it. And then, of course, if you are in crazy groups for your interests, it doesn't have to be cats. This would be a good way to share content with people you know care about those things, right? All right, good. Okay, our next news story related to Facebook, it's Instagram. And related to watch parties, Instagram is now doing IGTV. Instagram TV. It doesn't surprise me that they're jumping on board, though, because Instagram, of course, is owned by Facebook. So if Facebook's going to do it on Facebook, they're going to do it on Instagram, too. And so you guys use Instagram probably a little more than I do, but Instagram TV is like a separate little button, for lack of a better word, in the corner of your Instagram feed, right? And if you push the button, you get to see videos people have created.
I personally have never used it. I've accidentally clicked
on
the
button. You're a millennial.
I know. I've never used it. I don't know. I've accidentally clicked on the button and I just like exit out right away. I've never even tried it. I've heard of it, but I've never actually got into it.
It's very similar to the way that you can discover things on Snapchat.
Okay.
It's just that they're longer videos rather than something quick. So like when you go to the discovery section, if it's like, okay, we recognize that you follow these people, so we're going to push this kind of content up in front of you. Whereas the IGTV feature is longer content from the people you follow, but I think they're going to be what they're really trying to do is find better ways to integrate it, so we don't just accidentally click on it, but we get used to seeing it. It's just trying to like integrate it better.
So they don't want to have it on the feed at all, just like up in that little...
I think that's what they're trying to do, is find a way to get it into your feed.
Right, because they're now testing carousel features, right, where it's, what's a carousel? Just a swipe thing.
I've seen it kind of mixed into the feed a little bit.
Yeah, that's what they're trying to do.
So instead of just having the button up in the corner, they're now saying, we're going to give you a carousel of 5 different IGTV stories you can see in your feed.
Okay.
It's kind of like how at the top of it right now, it's your IG stories. And it's like, it's everybody's little icon. You can swipe through them and go, I want to watch this person's story. It'll be kind of similar to that.
TV.
I guess what I don't understand is, how is IGTV different than posting a video on Instagram?
Well, they're longer.
They're longer.
It's longer.
The length is significant. I have an example of, there's somebody I follow that does cakes and bakes cakes, and they're very pretty. And so what they'll do is they'll crop together a short Instagram video that says, hey, here's like the mini steps, but if you want to see how I did it from beginning to end and learn how to do it, go to my IGTV. I have the full video there.
So it's kind of like having a YouTube channel inside Instagram.
Yeah. So people don't have to ever leave that app.
Well, and Facebook is very good at that, because one of the reasons Facebook, who owns Instagram, made video such a big part of their platform is because they didn't want us going to YouTube.
Right.
So now you can create playlists and a whole video page inside your Facebook business page.
Yep.
And it's because they're trying to take YouTube down.
Yeah, basically.
YouTube is owned by Google, and so Google and Facebook have this adversarial relationship. And so, so now Instagram has like a YouTube channel inside it. So, not that it's
I'm
all
not sure
about...
if I would want to watch for that long, though, on Instagram. Just because I'm so used to Instagram being short, like, very quick posts,
But if you think about how many people do mobile, like, YouTube viewing on their phone, like, if you're going to watch a video...
Yeah, you don't have to leave.
You might as... Yeah. And to Alexandra's point, if you're following creators or influencers that you really like, maybe you would watch their YouTube channel, but this way you don't have to switch. You just go to Instagram and see all their stuff.
Yeah, I can think a lot of the influencers put a lot of stuff on the TV now.
Yeah, because I think it makes it easier for the user who's trying to do TV, where they're like, I was already doing Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and now I can just keep condensing them further down. And now Instagram is like, oh, hey, by the way, you've got notifications from Facebook too. So it just wants me living inside Instagram and Facebook all the time.
Well, they're very good at that, right? Yeah, monopolizing our time. I mean, I think this is a huge time suck, right? You are going to get sucked into IGTV, and you're never going to get off Instagram, and that's the way they want it, quite frankly.
I mean, that's what people do on YouTube.
There is an addiction.
Sit there and just watch YouTube forever.
Yeah.
So
and it's interesting because YouTube is actually the second biggest search engine after Google. Somebody needs to know something, they go Google first, but then YouTube.
Yeah.
And so it'll be interesting to see how that aspect of YouTube, because we use it so much as a to-do or a figuring things out tutorial type channel, will that ever infiltrate into...
Yeah. I wonder if they'll ever do like a search within like the Instagram TV, like a search bar or something, so you can look up different things instead of just people you follow.
Yeah.
I mean, there's going to have to be some sort of discovery. That's how they're going to want it. And I know Facebook is going to be working on, they've got their own news feeds that they're rolling out of like how they can do it. I wonder how that'll integrate with Instagram. I'm sure it'll end up there.
Because it's all about getting, if you're Facebook or Instagram, it's all about getting the content in front of people that may not know it's there but would like it, right? Because that's how you're going to keep people engaged. And that's how the ad revenue goes up, because more eyeballs mean more people watching the ads. Not that it's all about us, but couldn't we put this show on Instagram TV?
We could.
I think we could. Like,
couldn't we have a playlist on IGTV of all these shows? We put them on YouTube.
I think we should.
I'd make that note too.
We'll just test it all out for everybody, and then we'll come back and let you know how it goes.
Maybe next week we'll have an update. All right, lots of things going on. And so it wouldn't be fair to talk about Pinterest and Facebook and Instagram and not talk about our other big four, our other favorite social media channel, and that's LinkedIn. LinkedIn is actually my absolute favorite social media channel. Don't judge. And I think it's the most underrated too, because
it's starting to become one of my favorites now that I'm using it more.
Okay, so all right, yeah, there you go. I think I think people think it's an online resume and they just pop up their thing and leave it alone, and really it has a lot more capabilities than that. But they've unveiled an interesting feature that we have sort of mixed reviews on. Yeah. Ivana, tell us about this new QR code.
So LinkedIn came out with QR codes. So I don't really understand because I don't have the LinkedIn app, but from what I understand that it's at the top of your app, and you can just scan it to other people and it goes directly to your profile and you can connect with them that way.
Yeah, so every LinkedIn profile is now assigned a QR code. Yeah. And it does appear on the app, but it also is a downloadable thing that you could put on your business cards.
Yeah, I was thinking business cards. You can do it on resumes if you wanted to.
That would be great.
Any kind of like networking event, like lanyards or just things like
brochures.
It'd be easy to
in your email signature.
Yeah. And you can take a picture of the QR code and then upload it. So if you don't have time to scan it, just take a picture of someone else's really quick, go back, upload it later.
So the interesting thing about this is that QR codes have been around for a long time, and no one uses them.
Yeah.
So it's kind of one of those great ideas, kind of like hashtags on Facebook, that we thought was going to go great, and it just never did. Like nobody really got involved in it. So it's interesting to me that LinkedIn, which is owned by Microsoft now, is now jumping on this bandwagon.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think something interesting that I discovered is I actually had to scan a QR code not too long ago, and I was like, oh man, I don't have that scanner app anymore. What did I do with it? So I was going to take a picture of it on my phone, and my phone recognized that it was a QR code and dropped me into Google.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it just immediately was like, this is what you were looking for. I was like, okay, I think if more people knew that you just had to open your app to take a picture of it, it'll just do it for you. I think most of us are stuck in now I need like a scanner app or something. So
no, you don't have to.
You don't need that anymore, but I didn't know it until I did it by accident.
Yeah. Yeah, well, and we were at lunch today, we were talking about this, and Melissa, who's one of the content editors in our office, said, well, it works on Snapchat. And I
think it works really well on Snapchat. But I mean, if you already have someone's business card from LinkedIn, you can look up their name. You don't have to have the like QR code, so I mean.
I think the point that LinkedIn's trying to make, though, is there could be 50 million Katie Wagners. How am I going to know if it's the right one? Right. If I don't have a picture or something. They're just trying to make it easier to go direct.
Quicker.
And if it's somebody who you don't have enough connections with automatically, like it might help connecting with someone, like if you completely random, they're outside of your normal like network of people. So because sometimes I try and find people and I was like, you're so outside my network, I can't find you. When I'm just doing a normal search. So I mean, if you're networking, it might be a good thing to have.
That's a good idea, because now that we have the 3 offices, I network with a lot of people in Atlanta and Vegas as well as here. And when I search people in Atlanta, because I'm here, it's hard to find them.
Right.
Because it shows me Orange County people.
If it at like big networking events, I think would be good because there's just so many people, you don't know everyone. So
trade shows.
That would be
trade shows. Yeah. And I like the idea that there's some kind of symbol that gets me. Like when I meet you, I can say, "Oh, let me just snap your LinkedIn thing." And that says we're going to connect later. Because if you meet a whole bunch of people, you don't always remember.
Right.
And I take home a bunch of business cards, but that doesn't mean I know exactly which face goes with which person.
Exactly.
Right.
So
that's always my problem. When there's like a stack of business cards from something, I was like, man, I do not want to go through this and figure out what I'm supposed to do with all of these people because I can't remember who was who.
I sometimes stalk people on LinkedIn to figure that out. I'm like, which guy was this again?
And this will just make it easier.
All right, so the jury's still out about QR codes. We'll see how that plays out. But it is a new thing, and they want us to use them. They also unveiled translation at the same time. So there was translation features that came out on LinkedIn at the exact same time this one came in. And that's if you're looking at LinkedIn in a different country, then it translates the profile into your language.
Right.
Which I think, I mean, I thought they already had that, so that's obviously very convenient, you know, just in case you need it. But
yeah, absolutely. I think that's a really important thing as we become more global and more interconnected. And business is certainly like that.
I use it a lot on Facebook.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I mean, every time I see it, I'll click automatically translate.
Oh, I do that too.
Just so I can understand. Even if
it's
like something I'm not interested in, I automatically click translate because I want to know what it says. So
well, it's funny because we have a lot of clients that are in other countries, right? And so they do write in other languages. And for a long time, at the beginning of our work here, we used to have to translate posts in lots of different languages and post them multiple times in all the different languages, whether it was Spanish or French or whatever. And now, most of the time, that's a lot easier because people can translate it to wherever they're looking.
And I think for LinkedIn, that's pretty smart because it's more professional, so you can write in your language, you know exactly what to say, and then you don't have to go through the trouble of translating it, and you know, things could get misinterpreted or something like that, you know. So
and the more it gets exposed to different languages, the better it'll get at translating. Those things learn. So yeah. So I can only imagine, you know, and again, that's another networking thing too, having those translations of being able to say, okay, now I can connect with more people at, say, a trade show, you know. So,
you know, as we talk about all these changes across every channel today, I'm having like this internal freak out a little bit because our industry changes fast. It always does. We're used to handling all the changes and learning how to use the channels, and it's pretty common that what worked last week doesn't work this week, so we got to reinvent it. But I teach this thing called Social Media Bootcamp, and it's coming up in October. It's here in our office, and it's a workshop, group coaching program for 10 or 12 business owners who are going to learn to use the channels. And we cover all of these things. There's a class on Facebook, there's a class on Instagram, Pinterest, LinkedIn, YouTube, and one on Twitter. And I'm going to have to relearn all this stuff to be able to teach it to people because my slideshows from 3 months ago when we had the class aren't going to work at all. Yeah, they're going to be completely obsolete.
That's what makes it fun, though. It's always changing.
You say fun, I just see like the late nights on my calendar. But it's important to us. Education is one of our core values here, and we believe that people need to understand social, even if they don't want to do it. You don't have to do it, but you should understand it because everybody has it factor into their lives now more than it used to. And so we love teaching boot camp, but my slideshow is going to have to change a lot to incorporate all of these new features here.
You gotta couple months.
Yeah,
get there.
I'm sure it'll change again.
It'll change again.
So don't worry about that.
Just wait until later.
Yeah,
anyway.
just wait until like a couple weeks before.
But hopefully that's why this show is valuable, because if you tune in here every Tuesday at 12:30, we will tell you about the latest changes and all the things that are working or not working for us. We like to share our tips. If you need more advice between now and then, there's a lot of ways you can get it. Number one, you can go to our blog. We blog 8 times a week, so there's always new articles there. It's on our website, which is now KWSMdigital.com. Don't worry, if you still go to KatieWagnerSocialMedia.com, it'll work, but KWSM Digital is our new URL. You can also go to our YouTube channel, which is called KWSM, and we have episodes of this show, all our past episodes, and also a feature called Tip of the Day, where you can look at short 30 to 45 second tip videos. So those are good resources. And then if you have any questions you want us to answer during this show, you just send us an email. It's tips@kwsmdigital.com. We will get that email and field your answers in the show.
Yep.
And so for now, we're going to sign off. We will see you next week or on one of those platforms I mentioned. And thanks for joining us.